Back in D.C., the House of Representatives remains without a leader. Congressman Jim Jordan, the current nominee for Speaker, hardline Republican from Ohio, failed to get enough votes on the House floor today. He needs 217 votes to be elected Speaker. Today, Jordan received 200. 20 Republicans voted for someone else, including 7 who voted for the previous candidate, Steve Scalise, and 6 who voted for former Speaker Kevin McCarthy. All 212 Democrats voted for Representative Democrat Hakeem Jeffries. A second vote, which was scheduled for this afternoon, was canceled because there wasn't enough support perceived to happen. It will give Jordan more time to try and shore up support before the next vote, which is scheduled for tomorrow.
And without a speaker, the House is essentially paralyzed at a time when the world is bracing for a potential ground invasion into Gaza by Israeli troops.
NBC7's political reporter Priya Sridhar, who joins us now in the studio, got a chance to speak to some of San Diego's congressional delegation today. And I know this was primarily the Democrats. A Republican wasn't available. These Democrats say essentially their hands are tied.
That's right. Well, the sentiment that all of them expressed to me is frustration. They say that without a speaker, they can't vote to send more aid to Israel, and they can't authorize potential American boots on the ground. If that ends up becoming a possibility, they stress that at this time, that is not something anyone is considering.
As the number of civilian casualties and injuries escalates, Israeli troops are poised on the border of Gaza, ready for a ground invasion, while hundreds of thousands of civilians in Gaza flee to the south for safety. Back in Washington, lawmakers are monitoring the situation closely as the United States has moved 2 aircraft carriers into the region.
But if it wasn't for those 2 strike teams, those 2 aircraft carrier strike teams, Hezbollah probably would be launching a lot more missiles. But they're afraid because obviously if they react and kill Americans, we will react too.
Right now, the aircraft carrier strike groups are just that, a symbol of deterrence, according to the Biden administration. But Representative Sara says if the United States would have to change its military posture, it would be difficult to do that without a speaker.
The longer the House goes without a speaker, the bigger and bigger national security implications there are. We cannot do anything on the House floor until we have a Speaker of the House, which means while the administration has what they need to send to Israel now, there will come a time when they need additional assistance from Congress, and we need to have a Speaker of the House to be able to pass that assistance.
Representative Scott Peters agreed that while Israel has things under control for now, it's important that the United States is prepared to react if needed.
Well, Israel can fend for itself, but we need to give them some help with equipment, and I think we probably will do that, assuming we get a speaker, which is no small thing here. I mean, I just think, for the sake of the country and for the world, we need to get this place in order so we can get back to work.
And the Pentagon has ordered around 2,000 American troops to be ready for a potential deployment to that region in support of Israel. We're hearing many of those troops have military occupational specialties in medical support and explosives. Reporting live, Priya Sridhar, NBC7.